What's going on, YouTube? Thank you guys so much for tuning in again for another video, and for the first video of 2018. Happy New Year. I know this one is coming up kind of late. Honestly, I just spent a lot of time thinking about what I want to do with the channel in the new year and what kind of videos I'm trying to put up. And I think I just spent a little bit too much time thinking and planning, and I was totally over analyzing everything. So I'm just going to put up a normal Sunday vlog and just catch you guys up a little bit on what's going on. As I said, it's Sunday, so that means it's time to get ready for the week. So we're going to do some meal prep and just talk about training and what's been going on that end. And I'm out here with Dexter right now, and he's kind of getting into everything. He hasn't been back in the courtyard before, but it's also a little bit windy out here too. So I really hope the audio picks up well on the mic in the courtyard. So like there's walls everywhere, so hopefully it's like blocking out the wind a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's doing such a great job. Oh. Come here. So like I was saying, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about today is the major changes that I've made as far as training, and one of those big changes has been doing CrossFit. And like I might have mentioned in another video, I was totally skeptical about even starting to do it, just because you always hear about the crazy injuries. But the more I thought about it, the more I started going to the gym and actually, taking part in the classes, I realized it's like anything else. If you do something wrong, or if you overdo anything, or if you're not training properly, then yeah, there's a risk for injury. Basketball players get injured all the time, so do volleyball players and any other kind of athlete, but we don't tell them to stop playing their sport or to avoid that sport. So in just the same way, as long as you train properly, train safely, and under some good supervision and guidance, I think it can be a great exercise for any level of fitness, whether you've never worked out before and you're totally sedentary, or whether you're, a really well-rounded athlete. I think there's something in it for everybody, and I've really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the gym that I've been working out at, and the coaches there are very knowledgeable, and they make you feel very comfortable. So I feel like I've been able to get a lot out of it. I'm really enjoying working on the Olympic lifts and the power lifts. Everything else in there is, it's good, it's challenging for sure, but my favorite parts are just working on some of the heavy lifting, and that's something that I've always struggled with doing, just mainly out of anxiety or apprehension about injury. I've never lifted over 95 pounds on squat or 80 pounds on deadlift, but last week I hit a new max of 135 on squat and 155 on deadlift, and that was really exciting for me, just to see myself getting stronger in such a short period of time. I haven't been doing this very long at all, but I'm excited about the progress that I've made. Obviously a lot of that has to do with, I don't want to call it beginner's luck, but just beginner's training, just the amount of adaptation you get in a short period of time initially, or how much you're able to improve in a short time initially. It's like beginning any kind of weight training program. A lot of beginner lifters will lift and can eat however they want and train almost however they want and see a lot of results, just because their body is having to adapt to a new activity. And after a while, it becomes more about how your program is set up and how well you're eating and balancing your training out with your nutrition. But yeah, it's getting progressively windier, so we're gonna head back inside so we can start working on the rest of the video.
Love my cares away for you. I'll be there to wait for you. Maybe you weren't the one for me.
Alright guys, so we are back inside away from the wind, and I can speak normally because there's no crazy echo in here. But yeah, I need to start meal prepping for the week. So something that kind of changed in a big way in my diet as well. I obviously am trying to put on a fair amount of muscle. With training, for me, it's been particularly difficult because with like my eating, I'm very, very apprehensive about gaining weight and fat, but it's nearly impossible to just get bigger and stronger without putting on a little bit of fat as well. I think before the end of 2017, I was
talking to you guys about like a lean bulk that I had been doing. But that worked pretty well for me. When I started working, I was 115 pounds in August, and my goal was to hit 125 pounds through my lean bulk diet. And what that was is pretty much increasing my calorie intake without super increasing my fat and carbs, and also a lot more protein in my diet. I got up to 122 pounds on the lean bulk, then I got sick and lost everything and had to start all over again, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna like bulk it up the old-fashioned way. And I pretty much took off whatever dietary restrictions I had. I just ate to make sure that I could get enough protein. It didn't have to be lean. I ate out more, and obviously I hit my goal of 125 much faster, but it wasn't totally uncontrolled. I was still counting my macros, and also I was working out regularly, so I know I was getting stronger and building muscle in that period of time as well. But I do know I put on some fat in that 10-pound increase as well. So now my plan is to start trimming the fat or cutting a little bit. It's not gonna be like a crazy diet change. What I'm going back into is the lean bulk. So my macro numbers will not change. My calorie and fat intake overall will go down. And I'm supposed to be hitting 2,300 calories a day roughly. And it's broken down into fats, protein, carb, and obviously micronutrients are super important as well. So I'm making sure I'm eating my veggies. But as far as macro counting goes, keeping proteins high, fats low, and carbs like mid-range-ish, not super high, not super low, anything like that. So today, I've got a crock pot recipe going, and I'm gonna do chicken for lunch with some rice and veggies, and I'll show you guys the veggies that I got for this week. And for dinner, I'll be doing some kind of a ground beef, rice, and vegetable combination. This is me just winging it right now. You guys saw the, what was it? I think it was like a barbecue sriracha chicken that I did last time. And this time I'm using different sauces. This is the one thing that I like about doing crock pot stuff. It's because it's so easy to mix it up and like get new recipe ideas. Last week I did a salsa verde chicken with rice, with cilantro lime rice, and broccoli and sweet potato. That's kind of like my go-to sides. But today we're using this Rufus Teague made some sauce, touch of heat. I really like this one. It's definitely got a kick to it. It didn't break. It didn't break. Thank God it didn't break. And also I got this Hacks barbecue sauce. This is the smoked maple mustard. I did 5 tablespoons of the Rufus Teague, 2 tablespoons of the mustard, and over 720 grams of chicken. So that is 5 servings for me actually that's definitely more than 5 servings for me. That's like 7 servings for me of chicken. But yeah, we'll see how everything splits up. And like I said, doing the ground beef for lunch, just seasoning it really lightly and mixing it up with some of the veggie packs that I got. So Bird's Eye makes protein and superfood blends. The protein blend that I got, is this California style with whole grains, lentils, peas, broccoli, shelled edamame with light garlic sauce. And then you have the superfood blend, which is chickpeas and spinach. I got a couple of those as well. So I will mix this in probably with my ground beef, and I will have these as sides. But yeah, excited to use these, try these. I've heard good things about them. But yeah, I will be needing to go to the grocery store later to pick up a few things, so I'll probably take you guys with me. Oh, and also wow, I feel like I'm really all over the place with this vlog. Let me take a breath. So yeah, I changed my film editing or video editing software recently. I was using Filmora last year. I wasn't crazy about it, but I mean, it was just something to start off with. It's probably the equivalent of using iMovie or Movie Maker or whatever. I just didn't have Movie Maker on my PC, and this, I think I paid like $50 for a 1-year subscription, which isn't bad at all, especially considering now that Premiere Pro only lets you rent or pay monthly to use the app, which I think is really stupid. And if you guys know a way to bypass that, like to use like some version of Premiere Pro that I can actually purchase and keep on my computer, please let me know, because paying $20 a month just to use Premiere seems kind of silly. Also, I'm learning to use it like from scratch. Never used it before, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube tutorials. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. This video is gonna be the first vlog that I edit using Premiere, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited. There's a lot of really cool features on it. I'm not sure how much of that I'm gonna get to use considering the footage that I'm getting for this, but hopefully I'll get to take a trip soon and get some cool shots and footage, and just like, you know, I really want to make a more cinematic style vlog, but hopefully I'll be able to start picking up things here and there with the tutorials, and just by like talking to friends that do this kind of thing too. But yeah, I'm actually gonna start cooking now. Like, I'm actually gonna do what I said I was gonna do. All right, hang in there, guys.
Give me your forever, or at least just for a while. Give me never ending, or at least give me a mile. Give me happiness, or at least give me a smile. Give me forever for a while. Give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a child. Give me serenity, or at least just peace of mind. Give me closure, or at least a phone call. Give me forever for a while. Give me forever.
Also, the other day I discovered this thing called gut shots. It's from Farmhouse Culture. If you guys follow Meg Squats on Instagram, she is like one of my heroes. She's an awesome power lifter, just super, super encouraging of girls getting into fitness, lifting heavy. I mean, she's awesome. Anyway, I saw her take one of these shots. I think she took the jalapeno one. I've got the garlic dill pickle. Basically, it's a probiotic shot, and this actually tastes pretty good. I haven't made a lot of headway on it. I'm literally just pouring it into a shot glass right now. I'm gonna take one. It's like a 2-ounce shot glass, I think. All right, maybe 1.5 ounces. All right, cheers. Delicious. It straight up tastes like pickle juice. Alrighty guys, so meal prep is officially done. We have some ground beef, the superfoods blend, and some cauliflower mash. Guys, that stuff is really good. It's from Bird's Eye if you want to check it out. And we have some slow cooker barbecue chicken, some jasmine rice, and just some steamed broccoli. But yeah, that's it for the week. I've got my lunches and dinners ready to go. Alright guys, so this is where things start getting pretty good. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my beef with New Year's resolutions, and it's not really the fact that I have anything against the concept of setting a goal in the new year, but there was an article that I read that stated only 8% of people actually complete their New Year's resolutions, and I think 70% of people had already flubbed on it by January 31st. And honestly, that's not very surprising at all. I think that has a lot to do with the way that people approach their New Year's resolutions, and almost a lack of planning and preparation for how they approach their goal, because that's all a resolution is. It's a goal to do better for yourself, to change a habit. Ultimately, it's for your, it's for the best. It's for you to be a better person than you were in the previous year in some facet of your life. One of the big problems that I think people have with setting New Year's resolutions or goals is they don't think about the process. They don't think about what it takes to get to where they want to go. They really only see the end result. And part of the reason I think that's to blame is because of what we see on social media. Every now and then you'll see the before and the after picture. Let's face it, nobody really wants to see the in-between. Nobody wants to see the struggle and the process. But my advice to you would be, learn to embrace that process, because that is what is going to get you from point A to point B, from the before picture to the after picture. I keep saying that because I know a lot of people's New Year's resolutions are based around fitness goals and diet goals, things like that. But obviously it could be about anything. It could be about your studying habits, your work habits, how you approach relationships. There's so many ways we as human beings can improve on ourselves. But yeah, so, it's never like, it's really easy to look at that 1 minute montage of someone going through this life transformation over the course of a year, but you fail to realize that that 1 minute montage took 365 days or more, probably more, to create. And we are definitely a society that likes quick results. I mean, I'm pretty sure they call my generation the microwave generation for a reason. But I think we kind of need to do away with that. I think Gary Vee is one of those people that really, really drives home the idea of you need to love the process. You need to really love being in the trenches of doing whatever it is you're doing to accomplish whatever goal it is that you want to accomplish. It's not about the goal. Ultimately, it's about you growing through this season, through this process, through this resolution. So that's where I think a lot of people mess up. Another reason why I think people don't do well with their New Year's resolutions is because they set the wrong goals for themselves. One thing I really like to do before I set any kind of goal, or before I have a desire to do something big with my life, I like to assess the motivation behind what it is that I'm doing, whatever it is that I think I want to do. I think that's so important because a lot of the time when we set a resolution, we're only addressing symptoms of a bigger problem. Do you really need to set a weight loss goal, or do you need to set a self-esteem goal or a self-love goal? Is it really about you getting a 4.0 every semester this year, or is it more about you letting something go, or you not finding your value in grades and your performance, job performance, whatever it is, but learning to become a better person? And those are harder goals to set, but they really require you to really dig deep and set the right goals. And I think once we've addressed the root issue or the root things that we need to change about ourselves, all of our other resolutions and goals fall into place much better. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with setting those fitness goals, wanting to lose those pounds, but I think it's important to take some time to be introspective before you set, some really superficial goals, because I think you might miss the mark simply because something is going unaddressed that needs to be unaddressed in the first place before the other stuff. And yet another reason why I feel like people don't do well with their New Year's resolutions is actually quite simple. They set too many. And this kind of goes back to big dramatic changes that you see on social media. It spans like a minute, but the clip takes a minute, but it spans a much longer period of time. Overnight changes are great, but they're not always feasible. I think what is more feasible is to set one goal and accomplish that, and then start adding to it. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of telling people to set, you know, like a short-term goal that they only have to meet once and then never go back to. I'm all about lifestyle changes and things that will make you a better person in the long run. So you may not see the end result of your resolution in 1 year even. But that's why I think it's important to start at the root, start with one simple thing, work on that, grow through that process. And I think you'd really be surprised what all you can do as a result of approaching it that way. I know for me personally, fitness goals were really choppy and rough and all over the place until I got to PT school and until I addressed some very personal issues that I was having concerning body image and the way that I saw myself and the way that I was constantly comparing myself to other people. I really had to set more goals that dealt with the spiritual and emotional parts of myself that, you know, needed to be addressed, refined before I could set my external goals. Now my fitness goals are so completely different. Yes, I have short-term goals, long-term goals. Some of it has to do with aesthetics and the way that I look. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I want to be strong and that I want to be the best version of myself and push myself as much as I can in the time that I have. And I so like owe that mindset, or I'm so thankful for that mindset, because, and I owe that primarily to the career that I'm in, you know, to the changes that happened in my life while I was in PT school. So very grateful for all of those other circumstances in my life that brought me to where I am today. But yeah, you know, set small goals that you can hit and reach, and that aren't super drastic. But also, even if you are going to set a big goal, set smaller steps to help you reach that. It's really a bad idea to approach something as big as, you know, a weight loss goal, or like I want to run a marathon, or I want to do this, without a daily step-by-step goal. I think that gets overlooked a lot, again, because people are looking at, you know, way down the line and not like working on the everyday grind of things. And it's not fun. Like the day-to-day is not as fun as looking, you know, back on that one day where you were super successful and accomplished your goal. No, but you always have to keep moving forward. Think about what it is that you could accomplish this week and write that down. That's something that I'm really trying to get better at this year. Getting really used to working with a planner and being more organized when it comes to working out, vlogging, you know, figuring out when I'm gonna have time to do things with friends and family. Planning that out, as tedious as it might seem, is actually more beneficial to me meeting all of my goals at the end of the day. When I was in school, this was so much easier to do because there was literally no way that I could function if I didn't write everything down, all my test dates, all my due dates, and I kind of talk about that in my finals prep video. But now that I'm not working, it's really tempting for me to just kind of like be more scatterbrained, because like the main thing that I have to do is go to my job 8 to 5, work out a little bit. But honestly, when I plan everything out, when I plan my week out on Sunday, it's just the same reason why I meal prep, because I don't have to figure things out on Wednesday night or Thursday morning. I know what I'm doing. And ultimately, I think being planned and prepared is the best way to go. And obviously plans can change, things can change. You can be as rigid and as structured as you want to be, but I think having a skeleton or an outline of how you're gonna meet your goals is super important. So it's not that I have anything against New Year's resolutions, it's just I think we know how hard they are to meet, and how a lack of planning can really hurt our chances of being the best version of ourselves. And I hope these tips were helpful for you guys. And if you guys have any tips about setting goals, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. And also, moving forward with this year, I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I'm trying to accomplish with these videos. Trying to figure out when and how often I should post. Honestly, I think I would rather put higher quality content on YouTube like once a month rather than post just like one video every day like I did for Vlogmas. It's obviously a lot harder to come up with like really awesome quality videos when you're posting every single day, especially when you're working full-time and you have other priorities that you need to take care of on a day-to-day basis. But, you know, really looking for some feedback, looking to know what you guys think about the videos that I put up last year. What did you like? What did you not like? What do you want to see more of this year? Or is there something new that you want to see me do? Definitely there's going to be a lot more fitness oriented stuff on the channel this year, just because so much of my time now is being put towards taking my fitness lifestyle to the next level, and I'll talk about that in more detail in another upcoming video. But yeah, I'm really excited to share this year with you guys. But yeah, guys, all right. Thanks for tuning in again. I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye.